Hey guys, I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. Whether you're watching this in the morning, in the afternoon, or in the evening, I'm just glad you're here. I would welcome anybody in, and I thank you for taking the time to come in and check out my knife, my EDC content. If you like it, I would surely appreciate it if you'd hit the subscribe button and the bell notification icon. And I want to give a shout out and a special thank you to all the channel members. I appreciate you all. Today I'm going to go through 5, maybe 6, what I consider USA made great knives that won't cost you over $300, we'll say. And most of them are going to be a good bit under $300. One knife I wanted to point out that's not available that often, but it is available. You can find it. It is a very unique work knife. It's the Emerson A100 and the Emerson A100 Mini. This is the A100 Mini. A very unique knife. It is in, if I'm not mistaken, CPM 154, and it's got this dual grind, but you've got this zero grind on this side. So it's like a chisel, but you've got this, I guess you'd call it full bevel on both sides, but this has no edge, so it's got the one side that cuts. It's really kind of cool, and it's very thick, so you get the benefit of a good cutting tool where you've also got the resilience of a really tough package. Not super thin. It's a G10 and titanium lined knife that's on washers. So it is a very, very simple configuration. Liner lock with a couple of standoffs. It's got a thumb disc, not a finger flicker disc, but it does have this jimping up here that enables you to front flip it. So you've got a thumb disc that you can slow roll, a thumb disc that you can flick, and a front flipper that you can actuate that way. Very solid lockup. Just a very neutral, what I would call a work knife. This happens to be the Mini, so it's going to be a little bit smaller. Has a 3-inch blade, but it's all I need to get things done. I love the spear point, if you'd call it a spear point or a drop point. Very nice knife. Doesn't get enough love on the channel. And I just wanted to bring it out and show it because it is what I would consider a pretty decent valued knife for what you get made in the USA. I think these are under $200. I could be wrong. I know on the secondary I picked this up for well under $200. But anyway, this is the Emerson A100. And let's move on to a knife that is a classic, right? This is the Spyderco Golden Colorado. Insert blade steel here. Usually it can come in G10 handles, G10 scales, but very moddable. This happens to be the S110V. This is my first Spyderco Paramilitary 2 with the standard blade shape. S110V. It had purple scales when I got it, G10. I got it over 2 years ago. I want to say it was $189. But you can get a PM2 in different blade steels with different handle materials, FRN if you like to go lightweight. I'm more the G10 guy. I like a little bit thicker package, but the PM2 absolutely suits my hand and my pocket just wonderfully. It's a knife that is a large knife by most standards and what I normally carry, but the profile of the knife, not only in my hand, but in my pocket, makes it carry like a much smaller knife. I had picked up a pair of 3 early in my collecting and did not like that knife for some reason. And I think it's because I just gotten so used to the way that the pair of 2 feels in my hand. Even though I don't have a very big hand or a sausage hand, so to speak, it is just that comfortable. The Paramilitary 2, you can still get into for well under $200. You'll see them on sale from time to time. You'll see special what would you call it, exclusives from different dealers, but you can get them under $200, pretty much all day long. Great knife. I think it's got a great blade geometry. It's probably one of the sliciest knives in my collection. This is the S110V that I have not done anything to the edge in over 2 years. Because I've heard it's a beast to sharpen, and I haven't had to really sharpen it, right? It just keeps cutting for what I use it for, which it's broken down a shit ton of Amazon packages. It's broken down countless things of paper. It's whittled. It's just a great edge, a great knife. I haven't scooped with it. I haven't done anything that would compromise the edge. I do strop it after I use it from time to time. Not every time, but I will strop it. But the Paramilitary 2, guys, a great knife. I can highly recommend it. I enjoy them because they're great mod platforms. I put a deep carry clip on this one. It's got custom hardware, titanium hardware. I think the only thing standard on it are the liners and the blade. Lynch clip. I forget whose scales these are. Probably Sharp Dress scales. Perfectly centered. On washers, snappy action, compression lock, just a winner. Spyderco Paramilitary 2, made in USA, Golden, Colorado, Earth. Moving on, we come to my Griptilian Superior. This is the Ritter Hogue, and this counts as one knife. This is the RSK2, I think it is, MK2. It's what I call the Doug Ritter Hogue, right? We're going to call it that for this review. This is the full size, very similar to what a Griptilian sizes out at, but it's a full size knife. Comes with a deep carry clip, comes with 20 CV blade steel, comes with fantastic thumb studs, really nice detailed bar lock here and these studs that are very grippy. It's got great action, has contoured G10 scales, and I just feel it's a superior package than, and I love Benchmade, don't get me wrong, but I think that this Doug Ritter Hogue is superior to the Benchmade Griptilian and the Mini Griptilian, just because to me it feels like a much more solid knife. And that could be the fact that the scales, that the liners are a little bit more beefy. It's just, there's something about it that, and I've got a Griptilian, Mini Griptilian, the RSK1, the RSK2, the Doug Ritter, the Ritter Hogue here, as we're going to call it, is a slicey beast. If you want a small knife, they make the Mini, which is probably right under a 3-inch blade. Let's see. 3-inch blade. Or if you want a full-size knife, these are both going to be under $200. Right under 3.5-inch blade. This has got, yeah, right 2 3/4, right under 3.5. Great little knives, 20 CV, only available at KnifeWorks. They've got an exclusive on the Ritter Hogue, but there always seem to be a few in stock in different handle materials or different handle finishes or colors, handle colors, I guess was what we'll say. You can get this Damascus, or you can get the black, and I think they do orange. They even make a fixed blade Ritter Hogue that I'd like to get one day. But this is the, we're going to call it the Ritter Hogue, full size and mini, both of which you can get at KnifeWorks.com for under $200. Fantastic packages, fantastic knives. I'm a big fan. And speaking of Hogue, I know we've looked at these knives before, but I don't think they get nearly enough love. This is the Gen 1 Hogue Dekas. The Gen 2s that are out now have a couple of less screws. These are also very moddable knives. These have original goat. These are the splatter scales, and these are just aluminum scales, but they're absolutely fantastic knives. They come with G10 scales. I think they might even have a version with aluminum scales now, but I know they come with G10 scales. This is the Warncliffe, and then this is the drop point. So these are Leishwitz designs. They're both very slicey from Hogue. I mean, they're CPM 20CV. These guys are going to come in under 150 or right around 150. You can even get them with FRN for a little bit less, and the FRN will accept the original goat scales. They've got the same liners. So keep in mind that this is a fantastic valued USA knife. It's a good, what they call a bug out contender, as everything is because the bug out was so popular. But this has got right at over 3 1/4 inch blade. It's got right about a 3 or 4 inch handle. So it's a bug out size knife, right? 7.5 inches. But very comfortable in the hand. Very good action. I think the action's superior to both the Ritter Hogue and to any of the Benchmade Axis locks. It's just got that swing shut action. And it's got the snap. I love these knives. I don't think they get enough love, enough praise. I love the Wharncliffe. I like the fact that it's got 2 angles, 2 edges here, a compound ground. You sharpen it the same way you would. I would sharpen it kind of like a Tonto, but you saw how slicey it is, and it's a very consistent slice. Great sharpening choils. Could be a little better, but you've got the room back there, right? Your plunge comes in right here. This one, the plunge comes in a little more forward. Not anything that I'm going to worry about, because like I say, I've used these knives considerably to break down paper and cardboard, which is what my urban EDC typically consists of, and I've got knives to switch out with them, but they're fantastic. I'm a big fan. They now are available in MagnaCut, so they've really upped their game, but still under 200 bucks. The Hogue Dekas. Check them out. I give them the definite seal of approval. I liked them so much, I got the Gen 1 twice. Moving on, we come to a Sig Sauer. And this is, I want to say, the K320. This is the Tanto. This is also, before you freak out, it's also available at a drop point that looks very, very similar to a normal drop point. This one is in FRN. So this was the budget version. I want to say this was around $123, $130. They also make this knife now with aluminum, with G10 inserts, because you've got this pistol grip kind of ergonomics here, because this is a Sig Sauer made by Hogue. 20 CV, very, very smooth. It's got the deployment hole, which you can thumb flick, because it's a bar lock. Your reverse flick. The ergonomics on this knife are fantastic. As good as it gets. It is a medium-sized, full-size knife. So I think we're going to be looking at 3.5 inch blade. To the choil, your 4 3/4, we'll say, comfortably. Because you've got this wonderful choil here. Grips in your hand. If you want to grab it back here, it's very comfortable. The clip is unusually comfortable. Goes in and out of pocket very well. Does grab a little bit on this granulation here, or this rough, call it granulation. You can see it catching my skin, like grip tape, right? But the clip is very flexible, so it goes in and out of pocket like a champ. Great value at under 150 bucks. You can get one of the bougie ones with aluminum and the G10 inserts, I think, for like $199. This one is in 20 CV, but this is the old school one. I think these are available now in MagnaCut as well. I love the Tanto. I just thought it was too cool, and it is absolutely a slicey beast. These Hogues come from the manufacturer, in my experience, sharper than any knives except for my Microtech Stitch, which is the sharpest knife I've ever had from the factory. These guys are very slicey. Very nicely done. Big fan. This is the K320. I'm cutting with that front tip. Very, very slicey. So the Hogue K320 This one's in FRN, which is going to be, you can get in for under 140 bucks. I don't know what inflation's done to them, but it's going to be around 140 bucks. I'll leave some links to all these in the description below. If y'all don't mind, I'll just leave some of my affiliate links. I'll find all these knives, with the exception of the Emerson. That one will probably be tough to find. But this is the Hogue Sig Sauer, or Sig Sauer by Hogue K320. Lastly, we come to the ProTech Mordax. This guy is going to come in right around $220, $230 maybe. I'm guessing there. I bought this for right at $199 at the Nashville Custom Knife Show. It's a great, great knife. This one's in Magna Cut. It's a Ferrum Forge collaboration. It's a full-size knife, which I'm sure it's 3.5 inches, but it feels fantastic. Back here, feels fantastic, choked up in the choil. It's got a really nice clip. I think this is my Lynch deep carry clip. You got 4 inches inside the handle, full 5 inches to right here, with a right over 3.5 inch blade, right under 3 3/4. But silky action, snappy detent. It is a flipper only knife, but it's one of the flipper only knives like the Malibu that's just too good not to be in love with. It is a very slicey knife. If I could cut with it. Keep in mind, guys, the cutter error is coming from me, not the knife. It really has, I think, better blade geometry than the old Mordax that were the drop Mordax. I've looked at a buddy of mine who doesn't have it anymore, and I'm convinced that the new Mordax has a thinner blade geometry. It's definitely a smoother knife, absolutely no detent lash, solid lockup, comes home with just a touch of the button. There's no button stick, but the button's recessed in the aluminum handle, so you're not going to accidentally push it if you're right-handed. Just a winner, guys. That is the ProTech Mordax, made in USA. It's probably going to be the most expensive knife on our list here. Probably our best value is going to be this Sig K320. But then we've got our Hogue Deka that you definitely don't want to overlook. We've got our Ritter Hogue, as I call it. And we've always going to have the Spyderco PM2. And then, since I can't keep anything to 5, I think the Emerson A100 is a fantastic knife. That's the A100 Mini. I'll put links to these guys in the description if you're interested in any of them, or if you want to click on any of them. They will be affiliate links. They take you to the site. If you click on my link tree, I've got all the sites that have discount codes like Blade Binge. Usually it's Javon10. Some of the others are just affiliate links. I just put them down there in case you guys want to use them to help the channel, and it's easy to go find the knives, right? I appreciate you taking the time to watch. I love each and every one of you. I ask that you please look out for the guy or gal to your left. Please look out for the guy or gal to your right. Please look out for each other. Go forward with love in your heart. And always, when possible, choose to bait, not hate. Be up. I love you all. Thanks, Joe Isabella. Peace.